yes, there is a cost that you're going to miss out on, but if you look at the potential of that cost you're missing out on versus the potential of what you already have going that's working,
Yeah.
and distracting yourself away from that,
Sure.
the cost is, for us, it's been time, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
All right, tell everybody who you are, what you're all about.
Sure. My name is Matt Robinson. Born in Orlando. Business background my entire life, and somehow I stumbled into the business of dentistry.
What was business background? You're how young?
42.
And how many kids you got?
2 of my own. My wife has 2.
Excellent.
So,
4 little ones.
4 little ones. Yes.
What did you come out of college? Finish school?
Yep. Undergrad at Stetson, MBA at Rollins.
Okay.
And then worked for smaller businesses for about 10 years. Well, before I came across dentistry, and that was 8 years ago.
So 34, find dentistry. How'd you find it?
Completely randomly.
Okay.
Searching online for industries that were growing and working. And I saw dental management, dental consulting, dental ownership, and it made perfect sense to me because dentists go to school to be dentists,
right,
and not run a business.
Gotcha.
So I happened to know a dentist growing up that I met with, and he's like, yeah, I hate managing the office. It's the worst part of my day.
Right.
I just want to be a dentist. And he had a nice practice, so he wasn't really interested in growth, but he referred me to somebody who was more interested in growth.
What are your biggest choke points? Let's talk about dental industry, growing a practice.
Yeah, for us, it's been cash because we've grown really quickly. We've gone from less than $1 million in revenue in 2016 to 45 million this year. So whenever you grow that fast, it takes a lot of cash. And since we're not private equity backed, we've had to get creative on where we got cash from.
Sure.
So a lot of it is partnerships with our dentists.
Yeah.
So that they'll own a percentage of the practice.
Yeah.
And then just finding banks that are willing to work with us.
Right.
And
you just closed a recent loan?
Yeah, so we just refinanced most of our debt with a new bank.
What that numbers look like? What kind of terms they give you?
It was a shorter term, unfortunately. We had a 10-year term with the bank before,
right?
But that bank was getting out of dental because there were quite a number of groups they had that grew way too fast. But we left that bank, refinanced with a new bank who is super aggressive in healthcare. So they're saying all the right things.
What's the biggest lie you see or misconception about the dental industry? Is there something there that pops out at you?
Yeah, I think because of the corporate groups, there's a lot of concern that the treatment plan you're getting as a patient isn't honest, because there are groups that are just slamming dentistry, and we see it a lot because they bring us the treatment plan and we look at the patients, we see what they actually need. But even in those groups, because we've recruited from there, there's a lot of really good dentists and people that work there that are honest.
Yeah. Sure.
So I think if you're a patient and you're concerned, get a second opinion. You know, there's a lot of honest people.
Yeah, right. What's been the most profitable roll-up you've had or acquisition? Is the one that jumps out, here's why?
Yeah, I think the initial ones we did turned out to be the most profitable, because our most profitable practice was 4 actually smaller practices that we merged together. And when you have a smaller practice that you buy,
4 different guys or just one guy?
4 different guys.
Wow.
Typically, you can pay less for a solo standalone practice that's not doing that well versus if you have a larger practice. So let's say a larger practice sells for 100% of revenues.
Right.
The smaller practices might sell for 50 or 60.
Okay.
But if you can group 2 or 3 of those together, you buy them all for so much cheaper than if you bought one practice together. That's really how we grew in the very beginning, and what gave us some extra cash to catapult our growth going forward.
Oh, exciting.
Because we bought for so cheap, and then once you brought them together, we were able to make more. Yeah, there's a lot of exciting things in dentistry with scanning. You can scan someone's mouth and see what they have currently, but also show them what it could look like.
Wow.
A lot of AI. That type of technology.
Here's what's going to happen in our treatment program over the next 2 years.
Exactly.
Yeah. And here's our costs laid out for them. That's nice. What's something your competitors are doing that you said, dude, I'm trying to take, right now we're trying to implement, one of those page in our book too? Anything jumping out at you? You go, here's what they do well, and I'm trying to implement it the best I can.
Yeah, I think since they have so much money, they have all the best locations. If you have a Publix,
Yeah.
like within half a mile of that Publix, there will be one of the larger groups practices.
right?
Yeah, guaranteed.
Can
So-
you build that relationship with Publix? I want to be one of your strip mall locations.
Yes, yeah. So we have a couple of the startups we've done have been like similar to that.
Yeah.
Where I think Publix actually owns one of the retail spaces, but it's difficult. It's difficult to do because
sure.
they know about it before we could ever know about it, just because of their connections. So if they want that space, they usually get it. Orlando and really Jacksonville are just growing so fast. There's still plenty of other options for us, but the best locations are tough to get.
Yeah.
We bought a bad practice where the dentist wasn't even practicing there,
Okay.
but the location was awesome.
Yeah.
So we paid like 250% of her revenue just for that location.
What's something that it commonly makes you walk away from a deal that you're evaluating? And how many deals do you look at? A month? A year?
Probably look at,
however you want to
yeah,
break
we
it
probably
down.
look at 1 to 2 a quarter.
Okay.
Like seriously.
Yeah.
But I think for us, it's the size of the practice itself and just a cultural fit with meeting the dentist and the feel we get to see if like this is, you can tell when you look at enough of them, like who's going to fit in our group and who isn't.
Okay. If you had to start all over, didn't have any connections right now, what would you do? How am I going to get into the industry and build a practice?
Yeah, you have to partner with the right people.
Yeah.
It's too difficult to just start something now.
Yeah.
It's way more expensive than you think. A startup, so you have all the upfront costs.
Right.
Then you have marketing costs of it can be $15,000 a month.
Right.
So when you're bringing in the first few months, you're
Sure.
It's a good.
What
it's
are
a
your
good,
biggest? You're focused on. You're doing mail outs. I
yeah,
think of
mailers,
dentists,
Google,
big-
Facebook.
Yep.
But mailers themselves are like $10,000 a month if you want to hit all the houses.
Right.
So if you're paying $15,000 for marketing and you're only bringing in like 40 or 50, you're going to lose money for a long time.
Yeah.
And the rent on new places is way more expensive than it was even 5 years ago.
Right.
So it's a lot more difficult to make money starting, and it takes a lot longer to start making money than we anticipated.
Right.
So we've had to actually slow down our startup growth. People get scared of the fear of missing out on money or opportunity cost by not doing something.
Right.
But I think, yes, there is a cost that you're going to miss out on. But if you look at the potential of that cost you're missing out on versus the potential of what you already have going that's working, and distracting yourself away from that, the cost is, for us, it's been time, hundreds of thousands of dollars, just frustration.
Great advice.
Just all unnecessary if we had just stayed focused.
Love it, brother. Thank you for sharing, man.
Of course.
It's really been good. All right. Share, like, follow. Want to see you around. Keep following, running with the Millionaires. We'll see you next time.
Cool.
Love it, brother.
Thank you.
Hey guys, if you watch my content, you probably own a business, and I would love to one-on-one with you. I'd love to talk with you about the things I always talk about. 3 things. What would have to be true to 10x your business? What can be done to make your business easier to run? And what can be done to reduce risk in your business? I'd love to talk about those things with you. If you want to just click, there's in the description below, there should be a link to a Calendly. You could set up a free one-on-one with me. Love to spend some time on the phone with you, just talking through your story. Maybe obviously my ulterior motive is to get you to come onto the podcast, but I don't mind if you don't want to get onto a podcast. I'd love to just have a one-on-one with you if I can give you some help. So if you're a Christian business owner, I mean, any size business, any type of business, I'd love to help you. So go ahead and click the link below, get onto a Calendly so you and I can have a talk. I'd love to help you if I can. I'd love your help with my business if you have some advice for me. So thanks so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of our community.
Sure. What's the biggest lie?
My wife just got hacked.
Oh, really?
Like bad. And so her credit score is gone.
Oh my gosh.
Bank account's gone.
All right, we're ready to rock and roll today.
We might have to slow the pace slightly.
Slightly?
For me to breathe for an hour.
Yeah. You're gonna kill it. You'll do great.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. These guys want to race. You're gonna get this on video. Here they come.
I'm gonna pull something.
Exactly.
What are you doing?
We had to see that. We had to see that.